Welcome everybody. Hope you're all having a good one, whatever time it is, wherever you're at in the world, whatever you're up to. Today, I am up to ripping this Group B Passima through stage number 10 of 2024's Rally Italia. This is stage 2 for Stint 2. Stint 2 is basically like how you would equivalent of a day in real life rallying. So, whole different kind of location, different type of stage compared to Stint 1. Stint 1 was all full of farm stages and mostly open fields and much more forgiving terrain. This stage is full of walls and things to hit, and I've hit plenty of them, trying to get a good clean run for you guys here. That partly goes down to the car as well. A lot of it's just a skill issue, but this car is very, very deceptive to drive. It inspires a lot of confidence, but as soon as you even step over the line a little bit, you're immediately wrecked. Like, it's never a small wreck either. It's immediately either you feel like a hero or you're out of the rally. There's no small crashes in this car. As we get onto our first man-made dirt road of the stint, this road's usually paved on the vanilla map, so for Rally Italia, the whole map itself will be different, not only because I'm making custom assets, which those could be imported into a time trial, I do believe, but I will be redoing the roads and things like that. So a lot of the paved roads will be dirt, just to give some more kilometers available for stage design, as well as just give a new experience. I'm sure if you're an avid rally fan, you will have driven plenty on the game's default dirt roads, especially for Italy, because Italy's dirt roads are great. There's not very many of them. We're going to brake this jump here, just because of the glass oil pan in the Passima. Probably should have throttled up as we got towards the lip, but it's alright. Didn't brake just yet. That's one of the things I plan on fixing. That and adding a little bit more power. Bump it from about 400 currently with all vanilla parts to probably around 410. The power to weight currently is 0.290, and the limit for all-wheel drive Group B is 0.300. So just to give this thing a fair shot against all the other cars. I do plan on getting it up to that 300 mark, as we're getting into the very, very deceptive left-handers here. That one's tighter than you think, and then this one here, it's faster than you think, because I'm going to overrun it just a little bit. That's one of the only places on the entire stage where you can get away with that, but I did. And then this one's way tighter than you think, as well as way longer than you think. As we get on to this top of the mountain road, you guys might have seen this in Stint 1. This road is used in quite a few stages just because it's such a good link road between different other dirt roads. Basically a dirt superhighway. Plus it's a really fun dirt road to drive. So when this rally comes out, if you want to learn any dirt road fully, this would be the one, because it's used in quite a few stages. And there's quite a few opportunities to cut or take flat out over a blind crest, or in that case brake before a blind crest, as we get a little bit of a frame stutter there, but we're alright. Not sure why that happened. I haven't had any of those in any of the millions of stage attempts. Obviously not literally millions, but it's probably getting close to 100 at this point. Right now, I just want to get through this stage cleanly. So we really chuck this long 4-door sedan around these stages. You gotta get it super sideways to get anything done. One thing different about these cars is they do have a handbrake, unlike most Group B cars, which didn't have a handbrake. They had a parking brake, but it wasn't usable in like a rallying sense. That's why you'll always see them doing big old flicks into corners. But I can't disable the handbrake for these cars, so might as well take advantage of it. Although it is fun to more realistically flick them through the corners. And this Passima is actually pretty good at doing that. Almost got into that rock wall. Yeah, it is pretty good at doing that. If you just kind of turn and tap the brakes, as you saw there. I guess you can't see my inputs, but if you just tap the brakes, believe me, if you tap the brakes, there's a little bit of handbrake. But if you just tap the brakes, it puts all the weight on the nose, and there is a lot of weight to put on the nose, and it rotates around itself really, really nicely. So we go full-on climb dance into the sun. If you don't know what that is, look it up on YouTube, I beg. It's one of the greatest motorsport videos of all time. believe it's Ari Vatanen in the 80s in a Group S modified into hill climb car, Peugeot. Beautiful, beautiful video. So we now make our way back down the mountain. We got right to the top, and now we're going to get back down. There'll be spectators and stuff in the final version as we pass the spectator area, that's why I mentioned it. So I plan on having some Group B style crowds. Now in such a mountainous area, they wouldn't be lining the roads here, but certainly there'd be a good number up in the hills and things watching along, or as you pass the intersection. So we get on to paved road here, the only real paved corners on the track, or stage, whatever you want to call it. And I didn't decide to make this one dirt. As you can see, there's like a line in the middle of the road and all kinds of guardrails and everything. It's much more modern, I guess, or more well-traveled. As we now get onto a very difficult road here. This complete opposite of the early parts of the stage. This is a game of management more than it is speed. It's a very fun kind of contrast, and it's going to be a tricky setup challenge for those making their own tunes and things for the rally, because for stint 1, stint 2, stint 3, you can only pick one tune for the whole stint, you know, because like real rally, you can't go back to the service park between stages. You got to just go stage to stage, so you're locked into the setup for the full thing. So it's going to be a real balancing act between, do you make it really, really soft and good at something like this, but then really bad at the early part of the stage, or do you make it really good at the early part of the stage and then just struggle through this part? So we're just going to barely get around that corner. And I think the biggest thing with this is it gives some of the more twitchy cars a much better shot at victory and doing well, such as the Covet. Like the Covet's very, very tricky to drive on fast open sections like the beginning of the stage. Once you get into something like this, it's where it's going to shine. Like the Bolide is probably going to struggle and things like this, but it's also a supercar off-road, so it's kind of a spice pick anyways in terms of competitiveness. You can just see how careful I have to be through here, and I smoothed this road out too. This was bumpier. This I actually smoothed out, believe it or not. So we get past the yellow boards here, getting very close to the finish, which thank goodness it is almost over. Take a right onto the tarmac, power down, around the corner, and cross the line. Go back out into the cinematic camera as we look right at a tree. There's your car. Came through with a pretty much undamaged car as well. Very, very tricky to do on a stage like that, but hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully when this mod comes out you'll all enjoy it as much as I have so far. But for now, that has been it, and that has been stage number 10. Stage number 11 will probably be out tomorrow. Not sure what car. If you have a car recommendation, let me know. Group B car preferably, but I'm down to run whatever. But for now, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow.